At 31 years old, Tony Snell is living his dream. He's come a long way from growing up in South Central Los Angeles and has defied the odds again and again.
I could have easily joined in some gangs or did all negative things back then, but basketball just kept me on the straight and narrow and kept me on the path that I wanted to be in.
That focus, along with hard work and determination, landed Tony in the NBA, where he played for 9 seasons. Yeah. But it's the family he's building off the court that he says has changed him the most. Last year, Tony and his wife Ashley noticed their little boy Carter was starting to miss some developmental milestones.
By 18 months, he still wasn't talking. He was doing a lot of stimming, so it's like this kind of movement always has to have like 6 or 7 toys in his hands. Usually one is always a basketball. So the doctor was like, well, we need to get him tested for autism.
For Tony, his son's autism diagnosis was a light bulb moment.
So he gets diagnosed, and at what point did you think, you know what, I can relate to some of this as well. Maybe I should get checked out.
I was always independent growing up, always been alone. I just couldn't connect with people in the personal side of things. And I'm like, you know what? If he's diagnosed, then I think I am too. So that gave me the courage to go get checked up.
At the age of 31, Tony was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder.
Were you surprised?
I was not surprised because I always felt different. I was just relieved, like, oh, this is why I am the way I am. And it just made my whole life, everything about my life, make so much sense. It was like a clarity, like putting some 3D glasses on.
Yeah. Autism in the Black community is, first of all, it's not really talked about a whole lot.
Right.
And it's underdiagnosed.
Yes.
Considerably. Why do you think that is?
You know, we don't have much knowledge of it, and I think some people are nervous to open up. People got lots of stuff going on individually, and it's hard to open up to things that people might not know about.
How do you think your life might have been different had you been diagnosed when you were Carter's age?
I think I'd have probably been limited with the stuff I could probably do. Like, I don't think I'd have been in the NBA if I was diagnosed with autism. Because back then, like, what is autism? You know, they'd probably put a limit or a cap on my abilities.
People don't talk. They're definitely not going to talk about problems in the household, and they're definitely not going to talk about something being different with their child. There's already so many factors that are hard enough. Adding that diagnosis, the resources are not there as easily, so where do you even go to start?
Now, Tony is making it his mission to stand up as a role model for his son and others, partnering with the Special Olympics to show that everyone is capable of greatness.
I just want to change lives and inspire people. I want to make sure my son knows I have his back. You know, like when I was a kid, you know, I felt different. But now I can show him that, you know, I'm right here with you. You know, we're going to ride this thing together, we're going to grow together, and we're going to accomplish a lot of things together.
Ooh, good stuff.
Great story, man.
Great, fascinating conversation.
Tony Snell just did a lot of good.
Yes.
And that's the reason he came forward. Tony and Ashley, they say they've struggled to get testing and therapy, both for Tony and their little boy Carter. Wait lists are often months long, and even with insurance, testing can run upwards of $1,000, $1,000 to get a test. So through the Tony Snell Foundation, they're working with some groups to help minorities on the spectrum get access, especially for those in inner cities.
Are you so fascinated by how he said that if he had been diagnosed as a little kid, he may not be the man he was today? I found that
Or in the NBA.
Yeah.
And he said that was due in part to the fact that because he was on the spectrum, he could go shoot a basketball for 6-7 hours straight and think nothing of it. And obviously, you know, he got a lot better over the years as a result of that. Fun fact, Tony and his wife, Ashley, you know how they met?
How?
Jimmy Butler of Heat fame, Jimmy Butler had a cookout. And he was in the NBA at the same time as Tony. He's like, Tony, come to this cookout. And Ashley was at the cookout, and they started talking. And they both discovered they enjoyed red wine.
All right, there you go.
History.
Fun fact. Sweet couple.
That's
All
cool.
right, thank you, Craig.